Ashley Elizabeth Flair was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, on April 5, 1986, to Ric Flair and his then-wife Elizabeth Harrell. She has an older half-sister, Megan, and an older half-brother, David, while her younger brother Reed died on March 29, 2013. Flair won 2 NCHSAA 4 state championships for volleyball during her time at Providence High School, and was team captain and player of the year in 2004 and 2005. She attended Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina, playing volleyball in the 2005 and 2006 seasons before transferring to North Carolina State University, where she graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Public Relations in spring 2008 while also being a certified personal trainer prior to becoming a wrestler. Flair was at ringside for the December 6, 2004 episode of Raw in her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, where Lita and Trish Stratus competed in the main event for the WWE Women's Championship. Almost 12 years later, on October 3, 2016, Flair herself and rival Sasha Banks would do the same, marking the third time a women's championship match main evented Raw. Mercedes Justine Kiesner Varnado was born in Fairfield, California, on January 26, 1992, the daughter of Rio and Judith Varnado. Her mother is of German descent, while her father was African American. Her family moved to various places, including Minnesota, to find schools and hospitals for her autistic brother Joshua. They settled in Boston, where she began her professional wrestling career. She went to school online and grew up watching All Japan in Newark, California with her Mexican parents. Bayley Martinez was born on June 15, 1989. Her mother, Ann B., and her father, whose name has not been revealed, raised her alongside her two sisters, Melissa and Brenda Marie, and her brother, Manuel. Martinez was very passionate about sports from a young age, playing basketball and volleyball and dreaming of punching and kicking instead of butterflies and teddy bears. She decorated her bedroom walls with posters of The Rock, the Hardy Boys, Lita, and Randy Savage, and wrote numerous essays about sports for school assignments. Immersing herself in the world of WWE, Martinez was captivated by the entrance of Randy Savage and had the support of her family, particularly her siblings. However, her mother did not approve of her interest in the sport and refused to let her watch it on TV. Now, her mother is Martinez's biggest fan and attends every. Born in Columbus, Ohio, on August 9, 1991, Alexis Kaufman was raised by teenage parents who were still in high school at the time of her birth. Her involvement in sports began early, at 5 years old, and she competed in track, kickboxing, softball, and gymnastics. She was a Division I cheerleader at Hilliard-Davidson High School and later at the University of Akron, where she earned an MA in medical dietetics. In addition to fitness competitions, Kaufman has also competed in the Arnold Classic. At the age of 15, she suffered from a life-threatening eating disorder. However, participating in fitness competitions helped her overcome her struggles. With her parents' consent, Kaufman underwent breast augmentation at 17 to make her feel more feminine, as her own breasts had remained small during puberty, which had been a contributing factor to her eating disorders. Savelina Fanning was born on May 29, 1984 in Sydney, and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii. A mix of German and Samoan descent, Fanning is a cousin of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson through her father Joseph, who was a first cousin of Johnson's grandfather Peter Mavia. After spending her formative years in the islands, Fanning moved to San Diego, California, and attended Carlsbad High School. She then moved on to pursue a marketing degree from Cal State San Marcos, also playing college basketball at Palomar College in San Marcos. In addition to her academic pursuits, she also worked as a plus-size model prior to entering the world of professional wrestling. Ronda Rousey was born in Riverside, California on February 1, 1987. The youngest of three daughters of Anne Maria DeMars and Ronald John Rousey, after whom she was named. Her mother, a decorated judoka, was the first American to win a World Judo Championship. Rousey is of English, Polish, and, through her maternal grandfather, Trinidadian and Venezuelan ancestry. One of her maternal great-grandfathers, Alfred E. Waddell, was a Trinidadian doctor who emigrated to Canada and became one of the first black physicians in North America, while a maternal great-grandmother was born in Caracas, Venezuela. Her stepfather is an aerospace engineer. Her biological father, after breaking his back sledding with his daughters and learning that he would be a paraplegic, committed suicide in 1995 when Rousey was 8. Anne Maria pursued a PhD in educational psychology at the University of California, Riverside as her daughters grew up. For the first 6 years of her life, Rousey struggled with speech and could not form an intelligible sentence due to apraxia, a neurological childhood speech sound disorder. This speech disorder was attributed to being born with her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. When Rousey was 3 years old, her mother and father moved from Riverside, California, to Jamestown, North Dakota, to obtain intensive speech therapy with specialists at Minot State University. Rousey dropped out of high school and later earned her JED. She was raised between Jamestown and Southern California, retiring from her judo career at 21 and starting her MMA career at 22 when she realized that she did not want to spend her life in a conventional field of work. Rebecca Quinn was born in Limerick on the 30th of January 1987. She grew up in the Dublin suburb of Baldoyle. Her parents separated when she was 1 year old. She started watching professional wrestling from a young age with her brother, Richie, who later wrestled under the ring name Gonzo de Mondo. She was involved in horse riding, swimming, and basketball. However, she claimed to have failed PE. In school, Quinn attended University College Dublin to study philosophy, history, and politics, but said she really hated it and dropped out. She planned to return to college to study health and exercise studies. Prior to beginning to train as a wrestler, she stated that she had been going down a bad path involving alcohol, but wrestling helped her give it up. Born on the 26th day of September 1981, Kanako Yurei, better known as Asuka, was born to Japanese parents in Osaka Prefecture, Osaka, Japan. Little is known about her parents other than their household identity of Yurei. Growing up in Osaka, Asuka was exposed to various sports. Osaka is particularly renowned for its training camps for sports such as track and field, tennis, swimming, bicycle races, rugby, and sumo. This allowed Asuka to begin playing sports in elementary school and continue on to high school. She attended Osaka International Takiai High School, where she played badminton and volleyball, and by the time she was in 3rd grade, had become passionate about men's professional wrestling. She idolized prominent Japanese wrestlers at the time, such as Muto Keiji, Satoru Sayama, and Fujiwara Yoshiaki. Despite facing opposition from her parents, Asuka remained determined to pursue a career in wrestling. After graduating from Osaka University of Arts Junior College, she worked as a graphics designer for a design company before quitting in 2003 to pursue a wrestling career. Gradually, her parents began to respect her decision and supported her throughout her journey. On the 11th of October 1996, Rhea Ripley was born in Adelaide, South Australia, Australia. Demi Bennett, her true name, was conceived in a Christian devout home. She has Australian nationality and is of Australian white origin. Her father's name is Peter Bennett, while her mother's name is unknown. Collie Bennett, her sister, is also her sibling. Growing up, she was talented in multiple different sporting fields. These included training in soccer, karate, rugby, netball, and swimming. Growing up in Adelaide, Ripley is naturally a supporter of Adelaide Football Club who play in the AFL. Australian rules football is a unique sport, mixing together several different types of ball sport to create its own exciting and sometimes brutal game. In an interview, Ripley said, "Growing up, I loved everything about The Miz. I loved his arrogant attitude. I just loved the way that he talked, walked around, and thought that he was the top dog, but then also ran away from people like John Cena at times. I don't know. I loved everything about The Miz." Nicola Glencross was born and raised in Glasgow, Scotland. Just like other wrestlers who identify the skill when still young, Nikki says in an interview with Miami Herald that it all started when her sister put on television a wrestling match. The Scottish lass says that was the first match she set her eyes on and started reasoning in the line of being a professional wrestler. "I was 10 years old, and it was WWE Fully Loaded that my sister put on," the Scottish wrestler recalled. The first match was Lita and the Hardy Boys against Trish Stratus and Test and Albert. That was the first match that I ever laid my eyes on. While growing up in Scotland, she played netball, basketball, and field hockey. Apart from these sporty sports, Nikki was a dancer and a cheerleader and was passionate about attending competitions in Glasgow. Cross graduated from the University of Glasgow with a Bachelor of Arts and Master's degree in history. She is also a qualified fitness instructor and personal trainer. Blair attended Austin East Magnet High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, where she succeeded in many sports such as track. She was a track and field athlete who competed in the hurdles and had what ESPN writer Sean Hurd called a volatile 6-year track career that saw her attend 3 universities. She first attended the University of South Carolina and then Texas A&M University, and later did not compete for a year, before completing her college career at the University of Tennessee, where she became All-Sec and All-American as well as being named to the Sex Academic Honor Roll in 2011 and 2012. Blair was also a CrossFit competitor and powerlifter, having appeared in RX Magazine, Femme Rouge Magazine, and CrossFit.com. Blair was forced to abandon her CrossFit career due to intercostal chondritis, also known as shifting rib syndrome.